Hello, everybody, and welcome to York City Chronicles. Stuart Maynard breaks his silence after being axed by York City. I've got his statement here. It's a decent one. We'll go through it. I'll explain my thoughts. Firstly, I'm overwhelmed by the message of support I've received in social media over the past few days. I've read and appreciated every single one. I feel honoured and privileged to have guided York City back into the EFL, where they rightfully belong after 10 years of heartache for the supporters. Joe and I couldn't have achieved any of this success without our dedicated, hard-working management team. Steve, Gary, Ollie, Dan, Diego, Sam, Lewis and Kev. Their commitment and belief was incredible. Without this special group of players, none of what we achieved would have been possible. Their never give up attitude saw us scoring late winners and equalisers. This is what we all saw in the last game of the season. With the chaos happening around us after Rochdale had scored, the skipper calmly told me, "We have one more chance, Gaffer, and the rest is history." I'm proud of you all for the hard work you put into every training session and game. There are so many unsung heroes who were part of last season's success. Ed, Ryan, Pete, Wayne, Kevin and so many others working tirelessly behind the scenes. Adam, Tom and Matthew captured the season's highs and lows through their photography. Our wonderful club secretary Lisa also played such a key part in the success of our season, keeping everything organised and running smoothly behind the scenes so we could focus solely on the football. Thank you to Julianne and Matt for giving me the opportunity to be the manager of this great club. To the fans, thank you for welcoming into your club and your city, for supporting the management team, for travelling up and down the country, supporting the players and supporting your club. I'll never forget how you always got behind the team, even when the results weren't going our way. So many memories made, many club records broken together. The last game of the season is one I'll probably never experience again as a manager, and to have experienced it with you all will last me a lifetime. The strong bond we built between management, players, and you, the supporters, felt like one big family. We were all in it together on the journey back to the EFL. You are the heartbeat of the club, and I thank you all from the bottom of my heart, Stuart Maynard. Now, that's a very, very classy statement. It's a very mature statement. It's a very professional statement, and it reads very genuine. When you combine that's the first thing Stuart has said since his departure. Compare that to the bollocks we've seen from Matt Ugler so far, and it's crazy. Yes, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Of course, we don't. We probably never will. But Matt's first thing to publish online is saying Jesus to Judas real quick. It just shows a very, very high level of immaturity in comparison to this. Look, Stuart could have been incredibly hard to deal with behind the scenes. Again, we're not there, we don't know. But we can only assess what we've been given. And what we've been given from Stuart is very professional, and the actions we've been given from Matt isn't. Even to the point that the supporters' trust, has now. I don't know if you can hear that. There's an ice cream truck going by. That's loud as hell. The supporters' trust have even come out and said that the owners need to explain themselves to the fans. They have the supporters' trust have said that the owners have to come clean and just give an explanation, because it's mental to fire Stuart Maynard after the season he's had. There'd have been more understanding if he was bringing in a big name. I think I had a comment that said I'd have understood it if Kieran McKenna was sat waiting. Absolutely. I would have been thrilled, because it still feels very. I know football's brutal, but it feels very crap to have a manager who's done this, got us to where we are, and then get rid of him, regardless of the reason, right? But there would have at least been a level of understanding, even if we brought in Dave Challoner. Like, it's promotion experience. Okay. Doesn't excuse the sacking, because I still think it's ridiculous. but there'd be a level of reasoning to it, right? Whereas sacking him after everything, sacking him as manager after everything, then bringing in someone who has been failing in League Two as of late, Scott Lindsay, and bringing him in as a head coach, it just, all signs point to like egotism, narcissism, egomaniac, immaturity. That's what all the signs point to, and no, but I don't think anyone could argue against that. I mean, I'm sure Matt would, but you can't argue with how you're perceived, and this is how you're perceived. Yes, we're all, as I said previously, yes, we're all going to get behind Scott Lindsay because we're getting behind York. That would happen regardless of who the manager is. But it just doesn't look good it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing as a football club. It's embarrassing as a fan base of a football club, what's gone on. And for Lindsay to be the replacement is just even more embarrassing. And that's not a personal dig at Scott Lindsay, but as I said, if there was a Kieran McKenna or a Dave Challoner, waiting in the wings, there would be a level of understanding towards a decision. Excuse me. But that isn't the case. That's happening. And I think as fans, it's as much as there's like infighting in the fan base right now between what the hell is going on and calm down, get behind the teams. I can understand both arguments, but the reality is it's our football club, not the owner's toy, right? That's what needs to be addressed. It feels like he just wants a real life video game. And I'm grateful for everything that the Eagles have done so far until this point, 100%. But just because you've made good decisions doesn't justify a wrong decision. Do you know what I mean? I just don't understand it. And again, the Jesus to Judas thing just seems twatty. The Ugla statement where they said we hope all the good decisions we've made so far can give the fans faith in us in this decision. Again, doesn't hold, because it's not just that you've fired a manager, you fired the manager who brought us up, you fired the manager who broke records. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely mental. I don't know. Look, 6 months from now, is this still going to be talked about much? Maybe. And I think that very much depends on where we are. If 6 months from now we are 8th, 9th higher around playoff area, probably not. But if 6 months from now we are only a handful of points off the relegation zone, it's all that's going to be spoke about non-stop. From fans, from from pundits to people here on social media, to people in pubs, to people in the stadium. This has to work for the sake of the ugliest decisions. It has to. There's no alternative. And as much as the whole thing has pissed me off as a fan, I hope it works for the sake of everything. But from everyone here, and I'm sure from everyone in the fan base, thank you, Stuart Maynard, and we wish you the best. I'm sure it won't be long until he's snapped up, and whoever gets him, he'll be very lucky, because what a pro. Right, that's all from me. Let me know your thoughts below. Let me know if you like the statement. Comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll see you next time, unless there's more breaking news, for the the preview of York vs Crawley in the preliminary round of the Carabao Cup. See you later.